no better way to catch a classic summer sunset than onto wheels. Today, we're starting our ride at the historic Fort Gilkicker, a Victorian coastal defense that's finally being uncovered after decades of neglect. On the edge of the Hampshire coast sits a massive, ghostly shadow of the Victorian era. This is Fort Gilkicker. For decades, it looked entirely abandoned. But behind these security fences, a massive historical secret is being uncovered. Built in the 1860s, this fortress was designed to defend Portsmouth from a French invasion. Its walls are an astonishing 14 feet of solid Cornish granite. Edwardian engineers actually buried that beautiful stonework under tons of earth to protect it. Now, developers are digging it back up to build 26 luxury coastal homes. But the transformation has hit a wall. Soaring build costs, complex heritage rules, and intense legal battles with the local council over financial agreements have ground progress to a halt. Will this Victorian masterpiece ever be finished, or is it destined to remain an abandoned ruin? If you cycle past this fortress on the Hampshire coast, you'll notice something immediately. It is locked down like a maximum security prison. This is Fort MONCKTON, and unlike its neighboring ruins, you will be arrested if you try to step inside, because this is widely known as Britain's real-life spy school. Officially, the government calls it a military training establishment. Unofficially, it's where MI6 intelligence officers learn the dark arts of espionage and field tradecraft. But the secrets go deeper. Long before the spies arrived, Henry VIII built a castle right here in 1545. It was demolished just 11 years later for failing to fire a gun salute to a visiting king. The current star-shaped fortress was built in the 1780s to stop a French invasion, featuring an ingenious moat system that trapped the ocean tides to keep enemies out. You're literally cycling through a piece of hidden fortress history. Today, Walpole Park is a peaceful green escape, but 2 centuries ago, this land was a deadly military killing field. Sitting directly inside the line of fire for the Gosport ramparts, the army banned all buildings here so artillery had a clear line of sight to blast invaders. When you cycle past the luxury yachts at Haslar Marina, it looks like a peaceful, modern sailor's paradise. But this waterfront hides a massive legacy of top-secret technology. Directly bordering the marina sits the Admiralty Experiment Works, established in 1887. For over a century, this highly secure facility was the birthplace of British naval secret tech. Behind closed doors, scientists use massive indoor wave tanks to test scale models of legendary warships, designing the cutting-edge future of the Royal Navy right here on the water's edge. Following World War II, they even used a captured German cavitation tunnel to develop ultra-silent, secret propulsion systems for British Cold War submarines. But long before the secret scientists arrived, this very same creek served a much darker, high-security purpose. Just look at the massive Georgian complex looming over the berths. Built in 1753, Royal Hospital Haslar was the largest brick building in Europe, designed to treat sick sailors. But many of them had been forced into the Navy by brutal press gangs, and they desperately wanted out. The Admiralty purposefully chose this isolated creek because it was surrounded by water on 3 sides, making it a natural prison. Armed guards regularly patrolled these waters to stop desperate, escaping inmates from swimming to freedom. From a hub of top-secret espionage tech back to a Georgian prison creek, Haslar Marina is packed with hidden history. For decades, locals just called the area the Fairy Gardens. However, in 1984, the park was completely transformed and officially renamed Falkland Gardens to honor the armed forces who served, were injured, or lost their lives in the 1980 to Falklands War. St. George's Barracks, built during the Crimean War with bulletproof pavilions to stop a French invasion. Right next door is St. Vincent College. Long before it was a school, it was HMS St. Vincent, a legendary naval stone frigate that trained over 100,000 boy seamen and served as a secret communications hub during D-Day. Before 1884, this stretch of coastline was just a quiet, empty expanse of Hampshire farmland. A wealthy developer named Charles Newton Robinson was yachting in the Solent, looked ashore, and realized the cliffs and beach had incredible potential. He bought up the land and laid out Marine Parade as the central promenade for a brand new, high-end seaside watering place. Wealthy Victorians bought plots along the parade to build grand seaside villas. During the 1920s and 30s, Marine Parade was transformed into a natural grandstand for millions of spectators watching the Schneider Trophy, the ultimate international seaplane speed race. Brilliantly engineered, high-speed monoplanes tore through the air directly over the water in front of the promenade. As we cruise along the seafront, we pass the Lee-on-the-Solent Memorial Garden. This peaceful, sunken sanctuary actually sits on the ruins of a lost 1,892 railway station and a massive, futuristic 1,932 Art Deco tower that was demolished in the 70s. Today, its unique sunken walls protect the historic 1924 Celtic cross from the fierce sea winds, making it the perfect place to pause and take in the view. And right on the edge of the beach sits the world's only hovercraft museum, home to giant, cross-channel hovercraft that once flew across the water on a cushion of air. And we are wrapping up this incredible golden hour ride right as the sun dips below the horizon over the Solent. From the secret spy walls of the forts to this wide-open coastal paradise, there is so much history hiding right under our wheels. If you loved cruising along with me today, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more scenic rides, and let me know your favorite spot in the comments below. Until the next journey, keep pedaling, and I'll see you on the next ride.